Hi, welcome back. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to customize a wedding invitation. This is one of our best-selling wedding invitations. You can find the name of any of our products when you click on them from the main product page in the right-hand corner underneath the navigation bar. The name of this one is Typeframe Wedding Invitation. So there's lots of different features and things you can do to change the card to be more personalized, and I'm going to walk you through those right now. So on this card, you can change the colors of the text. You can also change the color of the background. Right now you only see 2 color circles, but to see all of the color circles for this card, you'd click the Refine Colors icon, which you can see right here. So if you click that, it'll open up all of the color circles available. And then it also tells you in this expanded form the names of what the color circle will change on the card. So background, if you click to the background and changed it to tangerine, it'll change the background of the card to be tangerine. We're just going to change that back to white. I like the black and white, so I'm not going to really mess around with the colors much, but if you want, you could. You could also change Sarah to just be a different color, and then Daniel could be a different color if you wanted it to be. Let's make it a blue. So that's just one feature we offer. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to collapse that so you can see everything. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, that's the other thing. Once you're done and you changed all the colors, and if you want more room to look at the other things you can change, you can just simply click Done Refining, and it claps it back to just those 2 or 3 color circles. So there's a couple ways to change the text on the card. You first of all could just hover over the text on the card and you'll see a blue box around it. So if you click on it, a dialog box will come up, and then you can click in here, and then you can just change the text to what you'd like it to be. Maybe we'll change it to Mini, and it may take a second to refresh, but it should refresh. Oh, got one too many ends. When also in this dialog box, you can change the font. So if you don't love the look of that font, you're more than happy to scroll through, and each font name next to it should have a little kind of descriptor, or should show you what the font would look like before you apply it, so that way you can pick the font you like best. We'll try this one just so I can show you what it looks like. So if the size, you can change the size right here next to the font box. I think we're going to make it a little smaller. We'll make it a 50. And then this is the alignment, so you can make it center in the text box, or left aligned in the text box, as you can see there, or right aligned in the text box, as you can see there, or I think this is justified text. Just spaces it out evenly in the text box, so I'm just going to go back to center. This, you can make all of the text uppercase text, as you can see on the screen, or you can make it upper and lower, or uppercase and smaller uppercase, or just normal text. We're going to go back to normal. You also have the opportunity, which is a newerish feature, to change the color. Instead of clicking the color circle for the text box, like I showed you before, you can just simply click it in this dialog box and scroll through the colors and select the color you'd like. And then close it again to click that color circle again in the dialog box to close it. The great thing is, if it's not quite exactly where you want it, you can always use these little arrows excuse me, to move it. just over to the right a little or to the left. So I'll show you right here. And click this a couple times. And then you should see on my screen that it moved a little bit to the right. Alright, I'm going to close that. One thing I didn't talk about here before I close that is the line height. The line height is usually for text boxes that have more than one text, like this one. So I'm going to click on that real quick. And you can see that if you adjust this to be bigger, it makes the space between that first and second row of text to have more space in between it. So that's kind of nice if you're trying to fill up the card with more space or make it smaller so you can have more room to write more things. Usually it defaults to whatever the font size is. Oh, excuse me. So we're just going to leave that. Alright, let's go back to our main page. So like I was saying, you can change the text by simply clicking on it on the card, or you can click on the text boxes with the text that you want to change. So if you're having a hard time clicking the TH in 18th, you could simply click it here and that dialog will pop up, that dialog box will pop up, allowing you to click in here and change that text. So say you need to add more text to the card. The best way to do that would be to duplicate a text box. To duplicate a text box, you would come over here under the text section, and you'd pick one of these boxes that has a little plus sign in it. So I'm just going to duplicate this one. So you'll see that it created a new text box right there. And the one thing you should note is that newly duplicated text box always go to the top of the card. So you'll want to keep an eye out for that. You'll see like there's the mini text box and here's the new one. So when you type your text in, it will always go to the top. And so the great thing is that once you type in something, we're just going to type in mouse. You'll see that text part appear, and then you can kind of just click and drag it to where you want. And then I'm going to make Richard. So to get rid of text, you can either just simply delete it. The text box won't disappear. It'll still be there, but nothing will print in there because there's not any text in the text box. Or you can click none, and then nothing will print either. So if you did have text in here, I'm going to type Richard again, Richards. You can see it's their over section, and you can simply change the color to none, and then that text disappears. So again, to duplicate a text box, you'd locate one of the boxes that have a plus sign, click it, and then it will come up at the top, and the dialog box should open, and you can type in your text and then move it to wherever you need it to be. Moving on to the shape section. This is simply the shape that your card will be turned into. So if you want it to be square, like square corners, you just leave it. If you want rounded corners, you click round. If you want it to be like a bracket shape, which you can see here, you'd click bracket, or a ticket where it kind of cuts in. It would follow the design of this card particularly. You click ticket. So we have a couple different options for paper types. We offer Signature Matte, Smooth Coated, Premium Shimmer, Luxe Velvet, and Double Thick Matte. They all have great features to offer. So you can, Signature Matte is usually the most popular one. It's just the default that all of our cards are usually selected as. Smooth Coated is great to bring out a vibrancy of colors and photos. So we recommend that with people who have photo cards. Premium Shimmer is also kind of nice, as just kind of this elegant element that like a shimmer to the card. It does alter the colors, so I have to be careful with that. Luxe Velvet is nice because it definitely does add elegance to the card, and it makes it have a texture like a suede-like feel to it, so that's really nice as well. And then we have our double thick matte, which is just our thickest paper type, and again has a matte finish to it. Also, you're able to change your quantity from here, so you can click the quantity and then you can see in that quantity bar how much it would cost roughly based on the quantity. So you can pick your quantity here. If you're wanting like 55 cards though, you can always add it to your cart and change the quantity there. And then the other nice feature on this page is that you can see right underneath that quantity the shipping. So if you were to get this card with standard shipping, you would get it on Friday, the 15th of February, or if you got it on priority, you'd get it on the 12th, or rush the 11th. So you can just see there how long, with each of those shipping methods, how long it would take to get to you. Okay, so that is basically how you customize the front of the card. So we're going to go to the back of the card. So on the back of the card, you're going to see that you can first need to select a layout. So you can kind of scroll through. We recently are offering text to be added now to the back of wedding invitations, whereas before we did not have that feature. So you can pick a pattern, or you can pick text, and then you can edit the text on there. And again, the way you edited the text on the front is the same as you would edit on the back. Click these or click up the box over here, and the dialog box will pop up, allowing you to change the text. And here you have your color circles for the text as well. And I'll click that so you can see all of them. There's those. So after you've made the front and the back of the card to look the way you want, you'll want to click Next. And then you'll want to select either the blank, guest and addressed, or the return addressed only envelopes. I'm going to select the guest and address just so I can show you how to do that process. And then it looks a little scratchy on my screen, but it won't print that patchy. It will print clearly. Then you click the next button again. On that next button, on that next page, you can select the color if you want. Adding color will increase the price though of the cards, so I'm just going to leave it as the free ones right now. Then you'd enter a return address, and I'm just going to leave it as this because that works fine. Then then on this page would be the page that you would change the font. So if you don't like the font, you can click a different font here and make it into something else. Maybe we'll try to make it a little bolder so we can have an easier time seeing it. And I'm just going to make the fonts all the same for now. I think I clicked them all to be the same. If not, that's okay. Then, once you've done that, you'll click Next. So on this next page, you can share your link. You can send this to your friends and family through email, social media, or text, and then it'll have them follow the link and they'll just fill in their address information. Or if you have addresses already in your address book, then you simply would just use those, which I do have them, and I'm logged into my account. So I'm going to scroll down and you can see those here. This start import would be if you haven't uploaded those addresses into your address book. So you can simply click this and then just copy and paste your information in and import it, and then you select the addresses you wanted to use. So I'm just gonna, all of them are already selected for me, so I'm just gonna leave that, that's fine. And then we're going to click Next. This is the envelope liner page. On this page, you can select to have an envelope liner. Basically, the envelope liner is just a piece of paper that you insert into the envelope just to add a little extra to the envelopes. It's not an inner envelope, it's just a piece of paper. So you could select a color if you wanted, and then change the color here, or select a pattern and then change the color of the pattern, or pick a different pattern altogether. So we're just going to select no pattern, and then we're going to click next again, and this takes us to the Pocket page. And a Pocket is basically, it's kind of like a little folder that you would put your wedding invitation in here, and then you'd add your enclosure cards right into this little pocket area right here. So I'm just going to click Pocket so you can kind of see, and you can pick the colors here. These are all the colors we offer, and I think we're just going to pick, I'm going to pick Shimmer for the color, which has a really nice shimmer color to it. And then you could click Add to Cart or Order a Sample. If you click Add to Cart, you can change the quantity to be more ordering bulk. If you click Order a Sample, it'll just add your card to your cart with a quantity of 1. So I'm going to click Order a Sample. It might take a second. Hopefully, there we go. So as my quantity is 29 because I have contacts selected. So what I can do is just simply change that quantity to 1, click it, change it to 1, and then scroll down, and then click Update Cart. Once that update, it should be a quantity of 1. And then you should be able to scroll down here and just be able to put any discount code in that you have, and with the training program you'll order a free sample, and your trainer should just provide you with that code that you can enter to make this sample free. So you can, once you get that, you'll just type it in here, click apply, and then you'll check out, and on that next page you'll fill in credit card information, type of shipping you want, etc. And that is the end for this video. Hope you enjoyed it.